You ever see a federal judge lose it so bad he hurls a gavel at a soldier in uniform? Yeah, that happened. And let me tell you, by the end of that day, nobody was asking who really stood for justice in that room. They were too busy picking their jaws up off the floor. Picture this dawn at Arlington, the kind of morning where the air itself feels heavy, like it knows what happened here matters. The marble of the tomb of the unknown soldier catches that first soft light, and every step you take sounds too loud, like you ought to whisper your thoughts out of respect. There's this crowd gathering, right? Vets with their chests full of pins, tourists fumbling for their phones, even a little kid in a cap so big it's nearly covering his eyes. But it's Sergeant Lucas Harper's the heartbeat here. He's got that lean, squared-away look 6'1", not a hair out of place, uniform press so sharp it could cut. Look Ash, the kind of guy you notice, but don't approach. He moves with this purpose, back and forth in front of the tomb, 21 steps, slow turn, Powsy ritual, you know? Not a routine. His boots reflect the sunrise, his gloves are white as hope, and there's this thin scar above his left brow. You only see it if you get close, and nobody does. You don't mess with sacred ground. Most folks don't know. Fewer than 700 people have ever worn that badge, ever. The ones who do, it's not just a job, it's a vow, and Lukashi lives it. Only today, he's about to swap the quiet of Arlington for a courthouse just a few miles away, where the real battle's going to be about words and pride. And trust me, there's no manual for what's about to go down. Now, before you think Lucas was born wearing spit-shine shoes, let me back up a sec. Tennessee small town, big heart, where everybody knows your dad was the guy who could fix anything with a wrench and a glare. His mom ran the library, filled Lucas's head with stories of heroes, real and imagined. Then came 9/11. 10 years old, watching the towers fall, something in him just locked in he'd serve, no question. 18, straight into the Army, chasing that sense of duty. By 23, he's running patrols in Afghanistan, medals starting to stack up. But none of that came easy. The Bronze Star, that's real, but the scar on his brow and the dog tag he carries Sam Carter's those are reminders. Lost Sam to an ambush. Some wounds don't close, they just get quieter. Lucas could have coasted, sure, but he's got this hunger, so he's hitting night classes, studying military justice, juggling legal code and combat boots. 2 years later, he's a paralegal in the JAG Corps, then puts in for the Tomb Guard, the kind of gig nobody takes lightly. He polishes, he drills, he memorizes the whole damn history of Arlington. And every day, that promise to the Fallon that's what drives him. Now, flash to today. Courthouse, D.C. Marble everywhere, wood so dark it swallows the light. Portraits of judges with faces like thunderclouds. It's buzzing lawyers, clerks, spectators pressing in. And here comes Lucas, Tomb Guard uniform on. All eyes tracking him, looks like he walked out of a different era. He's not here to be a hero today, just a witness in a case about some punk kids who tagged a veterans memorial near Arlington. Should be routine confirm what he saw. Get out before his next shift. He's got 40 minutes to spare. Raymond Kessler. 60, silver hair, glasses perched like he's daring the world to try him. Been on the bench forever, got this reputation for cutting lawyers to shreds, and apparently anybody else who catches his eye. From the jump, Kessler locks onto Lucas. Something about that uniform gets under his skin. Case starts, prosecutor lays it out, and Lucas tells it straight, saw the cans, the graffiti called it in. No drama. But Kessler, he interrupts, voice slick as oil, but there's poison under it. Sergeant Harper, is this a courtroom or a parade? Laughter bubbles from the crowd, nervous, mostly. Lucas, cool as ice, just says he's here per protocol, uniform and all. The judge smirks, goes, regulation, huh? Looks more like a costume. Now folks are shifting in their seats. The laughter's less sure. Lucas doesn't budge, he explains. It's about honoring the fallen. But Kessler keeps poking, calling it a fancy way of marching in circles, calls Lucas a walking photo op, mocks the medals on his chest, participation trophies. That's when the air in the room changes. You feel it. The veterans in the gallery are stone-faced. Lucas finally lays it out. Bronze Star, Afghanistan, shrapnel, saved his squad. Says it like he's describing the weather. For a second, even Kessler falters, But then he doubles down. Take off that ridiculous hat. It's disrespectful to my court. Lucas stands tall. Toongar protocol, sir. Headgear on until relieved. Kessler snaps. In my court, I am the protocol. Take it off, or I'll hold you in contempt. Tension's so thick you could cut it. Suddenly, Kessler loses it, grabs the gavel, and just hurls it straight at Lucas, like he's trying to make a point with a piece of flying wood. Lucas' reflexes sharp as ever catches it, doesn't even flinch. Whole room goes silent. He sets the gavel on the stand, removes his cap, scar catching the light, and says, voice flat but ringing, "That, Your Honor, is assault on a member of the U.S. Army of Federal Offense." You could hear a pin drop. Lucas lays it all out as legal creds. The rules Kessler just broke, the disgrace to the judiciary. Spectators start whispering, veterans nodding, the prosecutor's jaws on the floor. Then, out of nowhere, a voice from the gallery, Colonel James Donovan, Pentagon liaison. "I witnessed it, and I'll report it." Guy stands up in his dress blues, medals everywhere, looks like the real deal. Then another voice, Frank Sullivan, Vietnam vet. "I'll testify too." Ed Martinez, Gulf War. Me three. Suddenly the whole gallery's got Lucas's back. That's when the chief, Judge Laura Bennett, sweeps in, grabs the transcript, reads it, and boom, relieves Kessler on the spot, security at his side. He goes out looking smaller than he came in. Bennett apologizes, says Lucas's service deserves better. Lucas just nods, says the court's bigger than one judge. As he leaves, the veterans stand, offer salutes, the respect in their eyes almost a weight. Outside, the Capitol dome glints in the sunlight, and Lucas, no hesitation, heads back to Arlington, back to the tomb, stride steady, mission unchanged. By sundown, the story's racing through the city. Kessler under investigation. The court's transcript on his way to the conduct board. His whole career unraveling. The punks who started the day on trial, they plead guilty, not looking up. Donovan at the Pentagon puts in for a commendation for Lucas' dignity under fire, they say. At Arlington, Lucas resumes his silent walk, boots clicking, the marble cold beneath his feet. Every now and then, he taps Sam's dog tag in his pocket, reminder of what matters, who he does this for. You know, honor's a quiet thing, mostly. It's not a speech or a medal. It's what you do when no one's looking or when everyone's watching and you stand anyway. Let me ask you, what would you do if someone tried to tear down what you stand for? Would you hold your ground or walk away? Lucas Harper didn't just guard the tomb that day. He put justice on trial and showed all of us what it means to stand for something, even when the world's gone sideways. So if this story got to you, if you've ever been in that spot where someone disrespected what matters most, hit like, share it, and tell me below. Where do you stand when honor's on the line? Let's talk about it, because, you know what? Sometimes the loudest lessons come from the quietest places. And the unknowns we honor, they're all of us in a way. Never forget that.